Okay, so I want to make this video for people who do not know a Bethel Church in Redding, California. It says, what is going on at Bethel Church in Redding, California? It's a hyper-charismatic cult. It is a cult, by the way. And their pastor, Bill Johnson, effective purveyor of kenosis, is the heretical teaching that Christ operated on earth solely as a man with no divine capacity whatsoever. Every miracle, every healing that Christ performed, according to Johnson, came about through the power of the Holy Spirit. Therefore, Johnson teaches we can all perform healings and miracles, since we also have access to the Holy Spirit. Thus, I mean, I could go over this, the sign gifts and everything, but it would take away from this article here. And how I feel about the sign gifts, if they're for today or not for today. But continuing, thus Johnson's kenosis doctrine serves to reduce the biblical Christ and elevate man. According to this man right here, I don't want to try and pronounce that because I'll probably get it wrong. Jesus is no longer unique, but only a special enlightened one. That's something in New Age right there. One who could lead the way to many such enlightened ones in the future. So New Age teaching that special enlightened ones came down through human history, that somehow they were more in tune to whatever New Agey kind of energy or whatever. But these enlightened ones could lead the way to many such enlightened ones in the future. Like people like Buddha or Zoroaster, maybe. Any kind of religious figure down through the centuries and everything that they, label as a special enlightened one. Yeah, right here. Thus we have a New Age Christ, and this kenosis comes from a misunderstanding of Philippians 2:7. Right here. It's basically talking about how God came in the flesh to go to the cross and shed his blood for our sin. Again, it comes from a misunderstanding of verse 7, and was made in the likeness of men. That only means that God came and, God was manifest in the flesh. Doesn't mean anything else but that. So let's continue.
Put out this wife, Benny Johnson.
Look at the New Age things.
And has been the senior co-pastor of Bethel alongside her husband. And this woman is into some truly weird New Agey stuff, reflexology, and much more. Benny Johnson herself put out this picture. She's lying soaking on C.S. Lewis's grave.
C.S. Lewis was a lost man.
These are students from Bethel's School of Ministry.
This is New Age, and it vexes me to watch this.
And they've been photographed around the world lying on the graves, lying on their graves. Spreading of a New Age type anointing.
This is not the Holy Spirit.
Spirit.
The Holy Spirit wouldn't do this.
Those are the things.
And if you look it up, there's something called the Kundalini Spirit.
Things that really worry us about Bethel. In 2012, the Bethel crowd put out this book, The Physics of Heaven. And the subtitle says it all. Exploring God's mysteries of sound, light, energy, vibrations, and quantum physics. Many Christian leaders, when they've...
I just want to show this book because it's down here. Right there. And this is all part of the New Apostolic Reformation, and a lot of New Apostolic Reformation churches do bring in the word of faith. This reminded me right here, where it says word of faith. Word of faith is another heresy.
Read this book, say it is one of the most new age things they've ever seen. Vibrations and quantum physics. Many Christian leaders, when they've read this book, say it is one of the most new age things they've ever seen. The contents are unbelievable. Just the chapter headings alone are proof enough. Vibrating in harmony with God.
This is such new agey occultic stuff. Like how, like, are people that dense to not know when there's new age stuff in their church?
The God vibration.
And you know what? That's why I want to make videos like this, to expose the new age that's creeping into churches. So if people see this video and they're involved in a church like this, then they can get out of it before it's too late. The longer you stay in a church like this, I believe the longer, or the harder it is to get out.
Dolphin therapy. Quantum mysticism.
Mysticism is a new age term.
Human body frequencies. What on earth is a major ministry like Bethel doing, promoting such a weird and mystical work? Of course, this deeply new age book is still sold on the Bethel website to this day. After all, that's who it's come from. There will be more on all this, a lot more.
Okay, this guy Mike Winger from Bible Thinker has a lot of good videos on his channel. You should check him out. Even though he doesn't use the King James Version. A lot of his stuff is really good. So, the Bible specifically warns that the feelings of our hearts may lead us into error. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Proverbs 28:26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. Here are some clear examples how Bill Johnson teaches and believes in a different gospel. He actually believes that God is in charge but not in control. He believes that God has put us in control. Question for Bill: when Adam and Eve sinned in the Garden of Eden, did that catch God off guard? Did God not know from the before time that Adam and Eve would sin and throw the whole world into death, both physically and spiritually? Did God not know from before time that he would send his son Jesus Christ to die on the cross for sinners? Didn't Christ suffer on the cross? Wasn't that God's prearranged plan? Wait, that looks weird. I've watched a lot of these videos already, and it's really vexing. Bethel is part of the New Apostolic Reformation, which is a dominionist movement which asserts that God is restoring the lost offices of church governance, namely the offices of prophet and apostle. But what they don't understand is that every day gets us closer to the end times, and this is never gonna happen. I only do this video to warn people and let people know what's going on in these churches, that it's the new age is definitely creeping in, and people don't even realize it. And when it I was going to say something, but I forgot. Maybe God doesn't want me to say it. If I remember, I'll make another video about it. So anyways, I'll link this in the description. This article, you can watch the videos, read it for yourself. If you're in this Bethel kind of church thing, in this New Age church cult stuff, this occult mysticism that's creeping into churches, I implore you to do your own research and see for yourself. But anyways, God bless you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.